So what makes Bouboo from Criminals such an outstanding dancer? To me, is a unique freestyle dancer. So the goal of this video is to try to understand how can you actually find what makes you unique and develop it until it becomes your identity. About a few weeks ago, I was on Instagram and I saw Bouboo that he was answering a few questions on his story. One person asked Bouboo, "What do you do to develop your style on your knees?" And he simply said that I was born with special needs and I managed to use that in my advantage. So, and then he carried on, he said, find what makes you special, then develop it. And to me, this is an extremely great advice. And that's what makes Bouboo unique. It's not because he's got special needs. To me, this is not what makes him unique. What makes him unique is the fact that he understood his specialty and he managed to find a way to develop it, to customize it, and to make it his own identity. And this alone is extremely powerful, and you must be dedicated to mastery to truly understand that and to actually implement it. So Bouboo is definitely an inspiration for that. So the goal of this video is to try to understand how can you actually find what makes you unique and develop it until it becomes your identity. Because even if I put a shadow of Bouboo dancing, the moment he start doing his stuff on the knees and stuff like that, you will know this is Bouboo and no one else. Because the way he does it is his own identity. So how can you get to that level? So as usual, what I'm going to share with you is based on my experience, all right? Because I'm not talking on behalf of Bouboo. We all have different ways of training in order to get similar results. So his approach might be similar to mine, or it might be completely different to mine, but I'm going to share with you things from my experience so that everything that I'm sharing with you remain authentic. So this video is going to be for two types of dancers. The dancers who already know what makes them unique, and the dancers who believe that there is nothing unique about them. All right. So the dancers who already know what makes them unique, I'm going to share with you what you can do to actually make this your own identity. To actually develop your own identity around this. All right. And if you believe there is nothing unique about yourself, then I'm going to show you that you might need to think a little bit more, and you will realize there is always something unique about yourself. So let's dive into it. In order to transform your strength into your core identity, there are three steps you need to go through. The first step is to understand what makes you unique. Not just know what makes you unique, you need to understand it. Secondly, you need to embrace it. And thirdly, you need to defend it. Very important. Let me go back. The first step, when I say you need to understand it, it's not just about knowing, I've got special needs, all right? Bouboo didn't just stay there and say, all right, I've got special needs, so all right, I'm good and I'm just gonna dance and I've got special needs. No, he said, all right, I've got special needs. How can I understand them truly so that I can use them and integrate them in my style? You see what I mean? Because most dancers dance on their knees, At some point when you are dancing, you go on your knees. You see what I mean? So he's not the only person dancing on his knees. He's not the only person who's got flexibility in this area as well. You see what I mean? So he managed to find ways to truly understand his uniqueness. That's make a huge difference. So he doesn't just know about it, he truly understands it. Therefore, he can use it and integrate it in his dance. All right. So that's the first step. If you already know what makes you unique, or if you already know one of your strengths is this, now it's start to truly understand how can you implement this to a point that you will integrate it in your dance. All right. So once you know that, once you understand that, the second step is to embrace it. When I say embrace it, is that you need to get familiar with this technique or with this strength. All right. So the moment you understand, okay, this is my strength, okay, the knee is my strength, and I understand how I can possibly use it. Now I start testing it, but now it's time for me to embrace it, to become really familiar with it, because this is the process that will lead you to mastery. This is the process that will help you truly understand it to a point that you master your strength. You see, that's why now the way Bouboo moves with his knees is like next level, because he not only know about it, he understand it, but he embrace it, he make it part of his entire style. You see, so that's a huge difference. You need to embrace this. You need to get familiar with this. You need to integrate it in your dance and do it over and over again, and until you master this to a point where every single person who will try to do something similar, it might look similar or different, but one thing for sure, it will not be identical to your way of doing it. All right, so that's how you embrace your uniqueness. That's how you embrace your strength. And the third one is to defend it. What I mean by that is, once you understand it and you embrace it and you become familiar with it, it becomes your identity. Yeah, but in order to protect this, you have to defend it, and the best way to defend it is to show it to the world as much as you can. You see, so when you see Bouboo dancing, very often he will do his tricks. Very often he will do his signature moves. Very often he will, do his, tricks on the knees. There is a reason for that, because this has become so part of his style. Therefore, whenever he's dancing, he has to, show it to the audience. Obviously, he's not saying, okay, oh, I have to defend my step now, this is why I'm doing this. And no, obviously, he's not thinking this way, and you don't need to think this way. It becomes automatic, but it's a way to defend your identity and expose it to the world, so that at some point, people get familiar to your way of moving. You see what I mean? So this is what I mean when I say you defend it. You're not be like, okay, oh, this is my step and that's it. No, it's not that. You're just dancing, you keep doing what you do naturally, but over time, you integrate it in people's minds, because that's your way of moving. And for the dancers who think there is nothing unique about themselves, the reason why usually you tend to think this way is because your strength is not directly related to a physical skills or to a physical ability. That's why you tend to undervalue this, and you think, okay, no, this has nothing to do with dancing, so yeah, whatever, this is not a strength, or this is not what makes me unique. So because it's not that obvious for you to recognize it and value it as a strength or as something that could potentially make you unique, you automatically undervalue it because it's not that obvious. But I can guarantee you, if you start digging deeper and you try to understand yourself, you will realize there is something unique about yourself that you can use for your dance. All right, so let me give you an example. What makes you unique can be something like you have naturally a great work ethic. Now you're gonna tell me, well, that has nothing to do with dancing. But let me tell you this: if you tell me to choose between having great flexibility, all right, which can be really powerful for my dance, and having great work ethic, without a doubt, I will say, give me work ethic. Give me a strong work ethic. Because if you have this naturally and you cultivate this, most of the time you will outwork people who are talented. Now, you're gonna still say, okay, yeah, but how can I use this in my dance? So because you've got a strong work ethic, you will find a way to actually develop your style. Now, when you start dancing, people may not see it automatically, but your results will speak for themselves, because they will be like, oh my gosh, how come this guy, he's been dancing for 2 years but he's already there? How come this guy, he's been dancing for only 5 years but he's already there? And how come this guy, he keep on progressing? And on the other hand, you've got someone, he's got the perfect body, he's so flexible, but he's been dancing for 5 years and he still have the same level. You see what I mean? Now, because you say, okay, I'm just someone who works hard, this cannot make me unique as a dancer. Wrong. Because the moment you find something that that's come naturally to you, trust me, it's a gift, and your part of the work is to cultivate this. Yeah, so I took this random example so that I can show you something that is not directly related to dancing, can be your strength, can be what makes you unique. And even when people watch you dancing and it's not obvious, but your result will speak louder. What makes you unique is not always obvious. Therefore, you just need to dig deeper and find it. For example, you might be thinking, okay, yeah, but how do I defend work ethic? Great question. So how do you defend it? The moment you start getting results and people start noticing you, the way you defend it is to keep on working harder, because you naturally have work ethic. So therefore, most of the time when you have reached a certain level, most people tend to be like, okay, I'm good now, I don't need to work that hard. But because you're naturally a hard-working person, you're gonna keep pushing forward. You're gonna keep working hard. This is your way. This is how you're gonna defend your strength. You see what I mean? So even if the uniqueness, even if your strength is directly related to dancing or not, every single one of us, we have different strength, and every single one of us, we've got one or more than one things that make us unique. Yeah, so find it and go through this process. Understand it, not just know about it, understand it, embrace it, then you defend it. And defend it is your way of maintaining it. All right, so once again, to me, Bouboo is an inspiration when it's come to this subject, because what makes him unique for me is not his special needs, his ability to understand his special needs and use it to his advantage. That's what makes him very, very unique, and this is also what makes him stand out from the crowd. You understand? So very important, guys. So big up to Bouboo for that, and I hope you truly understand this message and start thinking of a way that you can truly cultivate your uniqueness. All right, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope you find value from it. If yes, as usual, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated with all the videos coming. All right, so I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to develop your freestyle dance to the next level, then the Beyond the Move Academy might be exactly what you are looking for. And the good thing is you can actually start today for free. All right, so if you'd like more details about this, simply click on the YouTube card here and you will go on my website to have much more details about that. All right, so I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye bye.